Game 2 was versus BB, and we picked up the game at like 4 turns in. I lost a dice roll and went second. On my turn, I just played Sengoku Perona, passed it to him, he played Dokyo, and then I played Weevil, and then this is where we pick up. We dropped Van Ogre and KO'd the Weevil that I summoned in the previous turn. And yeah, he basically has a good start, I would say. He does have the engine to KO, which I think is important as a BB player. You would need to control board, Dofi's board, I mean. And yeah, so what I did, I just killed Ogre here, hit with 8k, leader effect, spit out the Boa, which I prepared the previous turn with Perona. Oh, sorry, in 2 turns before with Perona. But yeah, I just decided to kill Dokyu and Van Ogre. I didn't want him to keep the KO engine on board and just control my board right there. And with my remaining Dawn, I decided to summon Sengoku, just add more bodies to the board, which would help attack his searchers like Latif and Dokyo if he ever does drop another one. So I think this is the kind of board state you wanna achieve as Dofi, but it's still a matter of draw at this point. If he's able to KO my units, then it will be very difficult for me to win. So it goes 5k to leader here. Yeah, which I just defend. I don't think I agree with that. I probably would have just killed Perona, remove one body, but it is what it is. Now, the thing about the Dofi and BB matchup is Dofi is generally at an advantage, but it can get difficult again if they are able to control your board. And you'll see it from this game. I actually, well, yeah, it was very close. I didn't want to spoil you yet. So my opponent had like troubles with his camera, so she's fixing it. So he uses one Dawn to play UH, I believe it's called, and he picks up Shiryu. So UH is just search 3 and trash the tool that you don't pick up, and you can pick up like a Blackbeard pirate. And then he drops Latif, which is another searcher. This time you search 5, choose one, and then bought the rest. So pretty much a typical searcher there. And with that search, he actually picked up the, I forget what it's called, but it's a 4-cost event that KOs 4 costs or less, and he just used that to KO my Boa. So he's doing very well in terms of controlling my board. The only thing that I haven't agreed, or I don't agree with, is him not swinging on my Perona there, I guess. And of course he drops Jack, discards Jack to I believe black hole me. Yeah, so I won't be able to use my on play effects. Just BB's bread and butter. Yeah, so now I attack Lafitte with my Perona. And I just go 5 leader here with the idea of just summoning 2 4 costs. And again, my priority is to just build board. And yeah, and try to win by swarming. And a lot of my summons, I would say, are manual drops, because you can't exactly do Jinbei combo here, so you would have to be, I mean, you would need to be conscious of your hand. So he starts with another search, and here we could actually choose any of the 3, but then of course he chooses the event again, which again KOs 4 costs or less. And yeah, I would say that was the right choice, as he does need to control my board at this point. If he didn't get that and he had nothing to KO me with, it would have been very difficult for him. Or it would be very difficult for him, I mean. Because I would just go leader. And with this very small hand, I would easily get lethal in the next few turns. So he's contemplating on whether to drop Burgess here, because he is worried about Gravity Blade, because, you know, while you can't KO Burgess due to his effect, you can bot deck. And yeah, Burgess is one of his core units, and if I bot deck that, it's going to be very difficult for him to damage my life or hit me, I guess. But yeah, he KOs Bow again, which is, I would say, a good move. And I believe he goes 5k leader. And I believe I defend this one. Yeah, defend with 2k. Probably not the best value, but I don't know. I felt like I didn't want my life to go down here, because I feel like his turns are. His Burgess and his BB is coming very soon, and I wanted to preserve my life. Yes, right now his Burgess is at 10k damage. So it basically gains 1k every 4 cards in trash. So he had 20 cards in trash at this point, so Burgess is now at 10. And I guess you can see how Burgess is very crucial here, because that's his main damage dealer. And for this one, I believe I just take the same approach as last. Just chip it. I just try to chip to his hand. 5 leader to start. Yep, he takes it. And then I believe I just go 5 leader here again. Because if I remember right, I had Jozu and a 4 cost in hand. Yep, he defends that, and I just normal summon. Okay, I summon Law, and then drop a Jozu as well. Throw me Perron in the trash. Yeah, so we're very low in resources here. I have 3 hand, and I believe he has similar. But that's pretty much how the matchup goes. You will starve as Dofi as well, because you would want to defend your unit circlers, meaning you are gonna use up your hand for counters. Okay, so he attacks my Law. I have no choice to give that. Now here, I think I made a mistake. He hit me with 5 for leader, and I immediately took. Yeah, and I think this put me in quite a predicament after a few turns. I probably should have countered out there and protected myself, because I think I know that he's dropping BB or BB10 at this point, so yeah, probably wasn't the smartest move to take that, because every other hit now is going to be very tight. Like, if you imagine next turn, you could probably hit me for like 12, 15, which is very scary. And given that I only have 2 life, I am definitely in lethal range if I don't have a blocker. So I'll just go 5 lead here. Test the waters. I don't know, I feel like I didn't play these following turns quite well. And one thing to keep in mind is black has no rush, at least at this point in the at least in OPO9. So if I kept my life at 3 there, he wouldn't have had 4 attacks the next turn, which would have definitely been safer, but it is what it is. So now just go 6, try to get his life to 0, try to lethal, but yeah, this is a difficult spot for me now. Yeah, so I just go another 6. Yeah, I just have 5 cards hand. If I remember right, I had like 3 2Ks and 2 1Ks. So defense, and I go 7 lead. Yeah, and this is where the trouble starts. So I believe his Burgess is currently at 12 or 11. Let's confirm here. Yeah, I think it was at this moment that I realized that I should have countered out earlier. Yeah, close misplay. Well, big misplay, I would say. So 3 discounting Burgess. Alright, so Burgess is currently at 11, but he can always drop cards as much as he wants. He can discard as much as he wants to boost his attack. And I believe that's what he does here. So he drops 2 more cards to boost Burgess to 12. So he attacks me for 12. Yeah, no, this is a thinking point. So he has 10 Dawn up, 12k, 15k for possible attacks. So I decide to counter out, which I'm not sure is the best move as well. I'll talk about it later. But now is the option to kill my Law. And yeah, if he has at least 1 or 2k counter in hand, it's going to be very difficult for me to beat him in the next turn. Especially if he summons a BB, which he does. So Jozu can't attack. I only have 3 attackers. He has 2 blockers. And if he has at least 2k, yeah, I would have lost. But luckily, I top deck Femur, which is crazy. Now, I asked him after the game, he did have 2k, so if you think about it, if I went like 7 Sengoku, I would have no more Dawn. He would just block those in 2k and I would have lost the next turn. So I guess that's where I should have thought more of whether or not I should have countered out the previous turn, like the very first attack from Burger. But I guess it would have been scary. Let's say my first life was a non-counter, I would have probably lost. But hindsight, I had two more 1Ks in life. I probably would have won if I did just stay. But yeah, definitely lucky to top deck the Femur there, which is very fortunate. And yeah, that was a difficult game. Even though it's favored for Dofi, it can be difficult sometimes, especially if they control board, and had one bad decision there, and yeah, pretty much just almost lost that.